Into my room. It is Tony. How are you? I am here with a video that's talking about what I bought for like books, magazines, stuff like that. I think I already showed you one like last month, but I'm just start with that one. It's a book, Kinfolk Entrepreneur. I ended up buying, excuse me, two of these. I think I bought the travel one as well. I used to really enjoy Kinfolk. Like I had a book from them before, and then I sold a lot of books or got rid of a lot of books because I don't know, I just felt like I was being like weighed down with a lot of books I wasn't reading. So I decided to like give a lot of them away, and you know, if I'm not being active with them, there's no point in holding it, right? Because it's just like a lot of dead weight, and you know, someone else could use them. So yeah, so I gave away the Kinfolk, but I was interested in the entrepreneur one and the travel one. So within like sometime in February, I got both of them. So this one is just, it talks to different entrepreneurs. It has a paper cover on there. That's what it looks like, right? And then this is the actual book. This is what it actually looks like. So it has featuring and all the people that it features, different ideas for meaningful work, and then it just goes through pages, stuff like that, different like interviews, people, blah blah blah. So I decided to get this because I'm interested in starting a business, and I like the design of Kinfolk, and I like a lot of the approach. I kind of feel like the approaches are a lot more intentional. Like when I read the articles, sometimes it seems like they're a lot more intentional. They're definitely focusing on people who are like more artisanal, more smaller like business. Sometimes they do like major architecture firms or something like that, but the people that they highlight, I feel like they're makers, they're small batch, or they're like very attentive to detail. They're family run, they're family run for 100 years type thing, and I like that. They highlight like monocle, like local kind of things, developing community in a local sense as opposed to a global sense sometimes. I'm definitely more of a localist in certain aspects, not necessarily my food, because let's go ahead and rack it up for everywhere that comes here. In terms of food, please keep coming. But in terms of like actual like job creation, design, cultural like value, things like that, I'm very much into like locally made, locally produced, locally explored like kind of options. So Kinfolk definitely is one of the ones that I enjoy. Keeping in that same vein, we got the monocle in February. So the Barnes and Noble that I go to is like, they don't get things like on a normal cycle. So like when I asked about, is this coming in, they were like, yeah, but we don't really know when it's coming in. They just like send us things. And so they sent the one in February, but it was like basically March when they sent it. So like the Barnes and Noble I go to is just like a month behind on stuff, which is like really frustrating for me. Because it's like, I don't want to do an online subscription because I actually like physical copies of things. But if I have to, so I can get shit on time, like I will. But yeah, this is the one. I started reading it. I was like, let me put it to good use. Let me actually read it. Let me stop like just buying stuff to buy stuff and actually like use it to get some wisdom. So that's monocle right now. So there's that. Probably will like to get this like out of the way, one of these out of the way. But yeah, there's that. Back to books. I have a notebook that I just got from TJ Maxx, and it's literally just for one of the courses or some of the courses that I purchased related to business. So I just wanted like a quick lined one. I didn't want one that had perforated pages just because I feel like every time I have perforated pages, I rip things out and then they get lost because I put them somewhere else. I also don't want like binder-esque ones because I hate when the binder, when you like go to move the page or something like that, and then like one of the pages rips around the ring. I like, there's something neurotic that like is activated when that happens. So I just stick with these. I really like really flat books. This is not the flattest book, but it'll suffice because, again, it doesn't have those other issues that I was talking about that I can be very neurotic about. Anyway, next ones. These are design travel related. So the first one is Travel and Leisure, the Access issue, and then Condé Nast, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I feel like I am. They have April. They had April, surprisingly. So this is March, and then this is April. So, I mean, they like on time with certain things, and then other things I'm just like, what the hell? But yeah, so this is The Secrets of Luxury Travel. The reason I'm interested in this is because I kind of feel like I'm interested in like tourism resorts and stuff like that, but like working and crafting it and being a massage therapist, it just makes sense to kind of head in that direction to where can I go with that in a tourist kind of vein. So I like reading about different tourist destinations and what attracts people to those destinations because yeah, like they're a big source of revenue for a lot of places around the world, particularly smaller nations. And so I'm really interested in it. The city I live in is not it's small. It's quite small compared to like a Tokyo or a Paris or even a New York City, but it is still a larger city with regards to like the country, right? So Travel Leisure, Condé Nast, it's the same thing. I like reading about these different things, like people who are activists or people who are using ecotourism, or they're trying to explore like craft making in these areas, things like that. I'm very much into design, tourism, like local kind of things, local activism in that way because it's just very interesting. We have Elle Decor for March, the art issue. So I'm also interested in design and art, just like figuring out artists, things like that. I was very big on interior design when I was younger, and so that has never left, and that is why I always get like magazines because it never left. And so the design aspect, I enjoy it, right? If I want to do resort work, I want to design it, or I just want to explore what people are doing or figure out what people are doing or read about what people are doing. And so that's what I do with my time. Okay. Last two things. This one kind of goes into the second book, the second book that I have, but yeah, so this is Willow and Sage Homemade Bath and Body. I'm interested in creating my own like creams and stuff again. One thing about me was in college, I used to whip up shea butter and mix oils and put essential oils into the jojoba or castor oil or whatever I was making, and I would give it to people, and I would massage people's scalps, and I would wash people's hair and like detangle their hair and make body butters and give like whipped shea butter, and I would give it to people, and I would do all this stuff which is just crazy now I'm thinking about it. Like, girl, like, you have a life, and like people were not on that wave with you. But yeah, making things, making products is something I'm also interested in as a massage therapist. Expanding what I can offer in terms of products and services is something that I'm interested in. So learning how to make certain things and then put my twist on it, and then make it for purchase, make it available for purchase, is something that I am very interested in. So there's that. So this is like recipes and all this kind of stuff, different things. It's not really like interviews or anything like that. It's just like recipes, like making candles, hair masks, or body butters, body bars, body bombs, bath bombs, Epsom salts, stuff like that. Like, this is that kind of book. So it's willow and sage. So yeah, there's that. Lastly, it's the prize star of the show. No, I'm kidding. But it is related to this and that. It is an herbalism book. I decided to pick this up. I have been looking at expanding my knowledge base with regards to massage therapy, and I was going to get books on cupping and acupressure today, but I decided not to. One, because I kind of just feel like I wanted courses to kind of help with that. I wanted to go places and go to actual courses. So I decided to like hold off on that until I find courses that I know I'm going to be using this book in conjunction with. Like, I'll have learned the skill set, especially with cupping. I don't want to just like learn cupping through a book. I want to learn it through an actual course, and then the book is kind of like supplemental to that outside of the classwork. But I want the hands-on kind of stuff, right? Massage is very hands-on. It's literally your hands on someone else. So I decided to not get it. What I ended up getting was this book on herbalism, particularly African American herbalism. And so it's African American Herbalism, a practical guide to healing plants and folk traditions, Lucretia Van Dyke. Now, I have listened to her. She gave an interview on somebody that I also follow when they had a podcast, and so I decided to pick this up. I am very interested in African American herbalism specifically. She ventures off to other regions of the world like the Caribbean and traces back to Africa as well, but I really prefer to have herbalism books that are rooted in the US and have like an African American focus, because I kind of feel like sometimes like herbalism, we find like African American traditions tend to be overlooked in terms of like herbalism, in terms of birth work, like women's health care, things like that, like granny midwives being like a thing, and herbal traditions, stuff like that. Like, it's either very like Europeanized, European based, or very African based, and I kind of feel like African Americans are in the middle, because we were slaves, right, under like European colonial powers. We're from Africa, but we're not there, so like the knowledge isn't going to be based on that land anymore. It's what's taken over to this place that also had indigenous people that we learned from, and we're kind of like this melting pot of, I don't want to say melting pot, that's not, because I have problems with that. We're this kind of interesting push-pull, like energetic context, herbalist context. It's a very interesting herbalism context because each state also is very different. So yeah, so I particularly like when we focus on African American, specifically the herbalism. So yeah, so I bought this. I'm very excited to dive into it because I will be taking some classes in the future, and I'm just very excited about what knowledge I can gain from that. So that's everything that I have purchased in terms of like books, magazines recently, and I am excited to show you guys what I have kind of come up with. I will be starting a gardening kind of channel, but I will put like herbalism gardening segments on this one because why not? But that one is more like really getting into like gardening and farming, so I don't want to like put that here because it's more like wound based. My elbows, look at them. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.